You're now listening to D&D live on demand.
What up, world? Welcome back to another episode of Breaking Command, a D&D football podcast. Of course, you got your man DH, and as always, we got my partner in crime, my brother from another, D-Mitty. D-Mitty, what's up, bro?
Man, I'm feeling good, feeling great. How you doing tonight, King?
Hey, man, I'm awesome. I'm feeling good. Training camp has opened. There's a lot of fun things going on, a lot to get into, and of course, y'all are back here with us for another episode. This off season, man. We getting it in, trying to ramp it up for the regular season. It's season 2. Y'all saw last week's episode with Mike Callow, man. Go back in the archives and check that out. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
D-Mitty, man, I'm just super excited that the Commanders are back, bro. They're practicing now, dog.
It's football season, man. You know how when you played as a kid or whenever you play, the grass smelled different. It's like that's that feeling, man. It's like everything just feels different when the cleats hitting the ground. That sound that just it gets you ready to just run and hit something or whatever.
Man, you know how I knew it was football season, bro? I woke up the other morning and my hamstrings was already pulled and my plantar fasciitis was flared up. I was like, oh yeah, it's football season.
My boy was looking like T.O. in rehab.
I ain't played in 20 years, D-Mitty, but I still feel it every August, every July. Still feel it.
I know.
Pause. But anyway, before we get into the episode and our special guest that we have on deck, want to remind you guys to make sure that you like, subscribe, and share with a friend. If you feel so inclined, you can leave us a 5-star review and you can get your 5 seconds of fame. That's it. That's all. Of course, we appreciate everybody tuned in. I know y'all locked and loaded. And I ain't going to wait no longer. D-Mitty, I ain't going to wait no longer. We're about to bring up, I'm going to call him a mogul, bro. The dude is slowly building his empire. Yes, I'm bringing the flowers, okay? I'm bringing the flowers. This dude has a list of podcasts and a list of events that are going on. Of course, he'll give you all the information once he gets up here. But I want to bring up my guy, Deuce of RedZoneInTheLab. Deuce, what's good, bro?
What's good, man? What's good, man? Like, I'm still working on an intro. Like, I just can't get it right. I be stealing people's intros, young, and it's the intro. The outro part is good, man. It's the intro. I just can't get it, man.
Keep shots, bro. You miss a million shots you don't take, bro. Just keep trying.
And bro, all the podcasts, you gotta have an intro in there somewhere, bro.
Yeah, I gotta find it, man. I gotta find it, man, for sure.
Well, of course, Deuce, man, we appreciate you pulling up on us, man. And I wanted to bring Deuce on the show because Deuce is a lifelong Commanders fan. That's what we gonna call it. Yeah. That's what we are. You know what I'm saying? Lifelong Commanders fan.
Why not?
What you say, Billy?
Why not watch?
Right. He's a Washington football team fan. But no, Deuce is a big fan of the team, and he has been for pretty much as long as we've been fans. You know, since we've been born. It's been into us. And D-Mitty goes to all the events. So Deuce goes to all the events. Deuce went to camp this week as it opened, and he was there. Who was it, Deuce? It was Thursday.
Yep.
Man, so I wanted to bring Deuce on to kind of give us the breakdown of how camp was overall, how camp is going, and basically the vibe change. Because we went to camp last year, Deuce. So you know, it was definitely, I know it was different from last year, man. Just first off, man, how are the vibes at camp, man?
Like, it was crazy. Just, you know, first, like the day before, because we know they had camp one day, right? And that was a day that's just the media was there, right? The fans wasn't there until actually day 2 of training camp. So, but we got a lot of pictures, you know what I'm saying? We even had the drones. They were showing us how everything looked. It was just like, man, this is crazy. It looks nothing like what it looked before. It looked like a high school football stadium, you know what I'm saying? It looked crazy. So when we first got there, because you know they brought out the transportation from Dulles Town Center. It was like 5 or 7 minutes from Joe Gibbs. I thought they call it Joe Gibbs Way or whatever, where Commanders Park is. No, Joe Gibbs Drive. And it was like yellow school buses. So I was like, all right, cool. You got yellow school buses. I'm like, look, I'm going to Magic Camp. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind the school buses. You know what I'm saying? So We get on the school, they got AC pumping. Man, that whole process was as smooth as it could be, man. Everybody was lined up in line. They had team staff there, directors, and then they hype, we hype, everybody excited, man. And the staff, it just all smiles, bro. Like you said, we went last year. You might catch some smiling, but they look miserable for real. But
And
now they just so excited, yeah.
Deuce, let me stop you right there with that. This is before even going into camp, before even
I haven't even got I ain't even get on the bus yet.
exactly. So that's kind of where I want to put a pin, because I'm like, a lot of times before things like just in regular life, all right, we got a big trip coming up, or the game coming up, we get excited and anticipate those things, and then you get right to the point, and it's like things can happen to kind of take your mood down. But it feels like even being right there, everybody was excited, it was welcoming, it felt like okay, we're finally here. It's like it feels like a new era. Is that kind of the vibe that you got when even waiting for the buses?
Yeah, new era, exactly. New era. It was crazy because everybody was just parking, everybody getting out their cars, everybody talking, and it kind of stemmed from the pep rally. Like I didn't go to the bullpen last week, but I went to the pep rally, and everybody was talking, guys, man, I ain't been here in 30 years, and I wasn't coming, and now they here. It was just excitement. Man, you got all this Commanders gear, right? You got all this Commanders gear, look like the tags just been popped, fresh out the bag, fresh creases in it, you know what I'm saying? So people out there buying stuff just for this occasion, man.
Now that's awesome, bro. And yeah, just letting y'all know we got one of our guys, man. Once I think everything kind of popped off. Like once I really made an effort to like follow more Commanders people on Twitter, like
yeah,
how the whole vibe started. So me and Deuce been cool, man. And Deuce is the space king over on Twitter, man. He set space up, got the time slots and everything, man. Deuce is
Man, that man run Commanders Twitter, bro.
hey, he do low key. Look, not even low key, high key. He
man. It's a group effort, man. It's a group effort.
Hey, look, when the whole group is here, we'll give everybody the flower. We're gonna give them. No, but of course, man, we got Deuce, man, Red Zone in the lab. So where we stopped, we stopped at even before getting on the buses to go to camp. So pick back up there and let's get into how that went, the first practice.
Yeah, man. So we get on the bus, we ride over, AC pumping, everybody talking on the bus, exchanging information, Twitter handles, whatever. Everybody excited. We pull up to Commander's Park, get off the bus, go straight in. You get there, you start walking up. You got it's already a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the staff is excited. You got pictures going up the ramp. You know what I'm saying? Those of you that been, you know what I'm saying? Got the HTCC grass type figure on the gate on the right, looks crazy. Then when you walk and you look down, it's just like you got all these tents over here, you got tents over there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out looking up, excited to see you. They waving and doing all that stuff, man. It's like walking into Disney World, man.
Right? Because last year when we went, okay, there was no bleachers. Like even when they dropped, like last week when they said they were putting the bleachers up, like I think we had heard it that they were gonna have seating and stuff available, bleachers, but it looked very grandiose. Like it looked like some legit bleachers that they leave up. You know what I mean? So just being able to have and I guess they anticipated that they were gonna be able to fill them up. You know what I mean? Fill those. Because last year there was none of that. We had everybody had to bring your own chairs. And then some. I remember one of the days I went, they did a lot of stuff on the far field, and it's like, you can't even walk around. You know what I mean? So they did a lot of stuff on the far field. It just felt like it was kind of disjointed a little bit. Maybe that's the word. But this year, I feel like even the overall theme has kind of been like what they've been saying, like bringing the fans back, like reintroducing the team to the fans and kind of repairing that relationship. And being out there, it feels like that's what a lot of people experience.
Yeah, that's facts. And the crazy thing is right, we haven't even I haven't even gone through like the little bag check yet, right? When you walk in, bag check, big bag, look in your bag, make sure everything good. Go down, show people you got your ticket. If you got VIP, you walk down VIP to the right. You got some little local vendors. You got some black black owned vendors over here to the left.
Yeah.
You walk down, on the right, you got like the alumni tent with, alumni kind of rotate through to take pictures, sign autographs. You got that over there on the right. You got like the Pepsi sponsors over here, pouring Pepsi out of can. And then of course you got your season ticket rep tent.
Yeah.
You got your little goodies tent. You pick stuff off out the bin. You still got the big helmet, which I think is good. So like you got all this stuff, and I'm missing a couple things. You got all this leading up to like this like new sun opening rays coming down from the skies training camp facility. So I'm you in awe. Got the team store over to the right. It's an actual store, and it ain't no tent. It ain't no like truck like they had last. An actual store.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got this big screen out there, just going through different transitions. Then you got the media. You got of course, you got the medical tent. Then you got the take command media tent over there. Or I think that's what it's called. I ain't sure. The joint with Logan and all of them on there. You got that over there.
Yeah.
You got 4 or 5 food trucks over there. You know what I'm saying? Last year, I think they had one. You got 4 or 5 different options, all types of options. You got the porta potties, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have the porta potties. They all lined up. Got the washing machines out, washing your hands. And then you got these bleachers. You know what I'm saying? You got the ADA accessible bleachers.
Yeah.
Right, which is by itself. Off to the right next to that, you got the regular bleachers. You know what I'm saying? And within those bleachers, it's like tiers of access. It's tiers of access. You coming in, you just like general admission. You get to sit up on the regular bleachers. But right, dedicated to the 50-yard line on the bleachers is like VIP. You know what I'm saying? You get to sit that part 50-yard line. And it made me rethink my seat purchase, because that 50-yard line ain't no joke, bro. Like is love, right?
Yeah.
And then behind you got the suites, hospitality, celebrity section of the bleachers, right? So it's like up above you know what I'm saying? So you go a different way. And alumni up there, KD was there. All alumni, they come down, what's up, take pictures, sign autographs, all that. It's crazy, man. And that's just that part. And you go down, to the left to like the VIP, you got the what they do the press conferences as over to the left. You got the VIP tents, you got the family and friends tents, drinks, bleachers over there. You walk in there, of course they got got some food, got fruit and all that good stuff, continental breakfast and juices and all that, and the regular VIP. But then the family VIP drink, you know what I'm saying? Huh?
I know that the family VIP was lit. I know.
Yeah. So I go in. I had access to that joint today. Going, they got the potatoes. They got the omelet station. You know what I'm saying? They got all the good stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's strange. Like I don't even know if this is normal. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if this is like, yeah, y'all ain't got this. I mean, people probably already got. They probably, man, look at y'all.
But
Just got here.
putting
You know
all
what I'm
that
saying?
together though, Deuce, does that make you feel like this is something that the ownership group in the NFL has like kind of already worked on? Like this is because to me the Harris ownership group seemed like they already been in place for a while. All this stuff leading up, the ink was dry months ago, and it seemed like they were building up to starting the as Doc would say, the road to the back to the glory days. They started this months ago. Do it seem like with all that, what you say, all the stands that they have for everybody to be accessible to, putting the bleachers out there, like the Harris Group wanted to bring the usher the fans in this way. Like this is something that they have already orchestrated.
Like for me, like you all know, like I've been talking this since like February, that I always believe that whoever the owners are or going to be, and you know how the NFL is, like they've been knew who it was. Like let's be for real. Even in the press conference, not the press conference last week, when Joe Gibbs spoke, he was saying like, yeah, man, Josh has been getting to know each other for the last year. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the little things you got to listen out for. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking to Josh for if it's not about this city? You know, they ain't got nothing in common. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, we just building this relationship for the last year. So that let me know, oh yeah, he's been in the mix. But I think like this didn't happen overnight. This is nothing that Dan would do. But I do think that Dan was so separate away that when he gets the budget, I think Jason Wright and them kind of manipulated the language in a sense, right? And was able to allocate what they really been always wanting to do, for training camp, and be able to allocate that money by manipulating the language. So Dan won't step in and be like, nah, we not doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think kind of happened.
With that being said, though, it just feels like a lot of these things, like, it sounds like it made a better experience for everybody, right? But a lot of these things, it's like simple stuff, and you're just like,
Simple stuff.
how were we missing that so much in those previous years? Like even with the transportation aspect, like, even let's go back there and start that. Like, you open camp up and say, hey, we want you to come, right? We want you to come and experience it. Last year we parked on the grass. Okay, cool, not bad. I'm pretty sure that grass was probably tore up, but this year, just the anticipation. I mean, once the sale was even announced, like, that they were putting it on the market, you could instantly see how everything went up. Tickets, season tickets. I bought my season tickets, like, merch. The media narrative started to change a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of see how things were steadily changing. And I've been thinking about it since the sale has gone through. I'm like, did Dan have this much effect on how the team was perceived, or was it just a complete misstep, maybe with the business aspect beforehand?
You ask yourself this with what you just said, and Deuce, you can follow up. Where was the money really going? If they had this money to allocate before, where was it going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I think Jason found a way to put this money underneath a pillow, and Dan didn't even realize he's sleeping on a pillow. Didn't even realize he had that money underneath the pillow. So I don't think he had anything to do with it, but I do realize that it was under his watch per se that it got done. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he would have knew about it, he probably was like, nah, we not doing this. And then once he found out about it, whatever, at that point, everything was already in motion. You know what I'm saying? From what he wanted to do. He can have a press conference like I did that. That was under my leadership. You know what I'm saying? But we all know that, but we ain't giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? We don't care. You know what I'm saying? So that's and the grass looks great. Like yeah.
I just look back, like, you just look at, I mean, I think at some point we've all had, like, customer service jobs, right? And we kind of know what it takes to deal with the customer, whether it's in a retail setting, whether it's at work dealing with clients, whether it's in a board meeting. We're always of service to somebody, right? So it's like, in those interactions, you got to do what if you care about it, you do what's gonna make the best impression on the people that you're trying to serve and give the best service, right? Like, every time, I've never had a bad experience at Chick-fil-A. Never. And I eat a lot of Chick-fil-A, bro, as you can see. But I've never had a bad experience at Chick-fil-A. That's one thing that they strive to do. Even if I had one situation where they, like, left half of my food off. Like, I called them wanting to be upset, because if you did that at McDonald's, nah, you ate it. That's why you ain't got it. But Chick-fil-A, I called. I was like, hey, I didn't get X, Y, and Z in my order. You know, they was like, oh, I'm sorry. It was still our pleasure, but I'm sorry. Did you want to come back? Did you want me to just refund it to you? I was like, well, I'm still in the area. I can come back. Okay,
Right.
so I came back. They gave me my food, and then gave me, like, coupons for, like, more food later at another time. So it's like they took the extra step to be like, all right, we understand that even this small situation where you didn't get half your food, like, we want to make sure we repair that relationship, so that you're deciding to still come back to Chick-fil-A, even though I would have came back anyway. And it's all about how they handle it. So I think this new regime, along with Jason, I'm starting with Jason. Like, I
Yeah.
think Jason has a great business mind, and Jason from the jump has always said that he wants the fan experience and the fan engagement aspect to be good. The slow changes that we've seen, just even throughout the building, our FedEx, the adding those different types of seating, with the mesh seats, with the stand-up tables, the decorations, like, throughout the stadium and stuff like that. I mean, just trying to upgrade the fan experience, because we have been at the bottom for so long. And I just think that this whole camp experience, definitely falls back on Jason for doing an excellent job of kind of getting that together. And I'm always gonna give, and I know we joke a lot, but I'm always gonna give Jason flowers because he gets so much heat and so much slander for
I
doing a superb job, bro.
I just feel like for no reason because you gotta understand. I mean, he's new to his position. It's not a situation where he was a part of what was before him. What preceded him, if I could say that. And to, for me, I feel like how Deuce alluded to, the money was under the pillow. It seemed like he always talked about things that we didn't see before, but he wants to see now. The fan engagement, merchandising, activations across the city. When even on the dance last year. So for me, I feel like he always had a plan in motion, and they brought him in to build the brand better, not on the field, but the brand that bold W to look better in the light, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Deuce, let me ask you, and of course, guys, if you're listening to Breaking Command right now, another episode of the off-season training camp diaries. Of course, this your man DHD Midi, and we got our guest Deuce, aka Red Zone in the Lab, who's here to give us his camp recap, his camp experience. And I want to get back into that. Deuce, all right, we talked about the aesthetics, we talked about the food, we talked about how it looked, how it felt being there. But at the end of the day, all that could be nice, but it's about the product on the field. So, in those 3 days that you went to camp, what did you see? Is there anything that stood out to you? How did you like the product on the field? Um, did, what was the vibes basically when it came down to the football aspect?
So, like, to be honest with me, the football is just always what it is, right? We have so many storylines with this football team, and I was always just constantly being starstruck by what's happening, like the vibe, um, this training camp, like this facility, these things that we're seeing we've never saw before, and what we can look forward to, right? So that was like for me, that was always at the forefront of my mind, no matter what happened. So I was always thinking of, man, I wonder if they do this. I wonder if they can do that. This is gonna be something like the stadium. We might have this, we might have that. So that was always at the forefront. But I know after we get past all of the glitz and glamour and all that, it comes down to football, man. So one of the things I was most impressed with is the structure of the practices. The structure of the practices are so much tighter than what they were last year. The way that they kind of blend in the different drills, when to do 7 on 7, when to do 11 on 11, when to do special teams, like all of those things, it looks well planned. It was not just like, hey, look, let's on the chalkboard, let's do this. Like it had thought and everything. It's like a story that's building. And I think that's the great thing about this organization on what we look forward to. We have to see where is this story going, and we in chapter 1, man. Like I don't even think the index is done yet. You know what I'm saying? So that's was so exciting, is to be able to stop like this story that they got building.
And with that being said, with the structure of practice, I heard one of our comrades on the space earlier say that they were at the top level of the bleachers, and they heard EB all the way, Eric Bieniemy, all the way at the top of the bleachers. With the structure of how practice was going, and with that being said, did you see an imprint of that the winning ways of what he was doing in Kansas City? Did you see that stamp? Did you see that kind of bleeding onto the field at any point in time?
Um, when when it comes to EB, right? I think I know who said that. Like when it comes to EB, like being there at OTAs, you can really hear them because we're like right there on the sidelines, just standing there, really, right? But in the bleachers, like you really there's no moment where there is like enough silence to really hear EB, right? You can kind of see him barking, right? You can see him barking, but a lot of time you have to catch it at just the right moment to actually hear like what he's saying. So just but EB's presence, he's very demanding of excellence. He's very demanding of uh detailship. I don't even know if that's a word, but it sounds right. Right. You
Details.
Yeah,
know,
we gonna run.
right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? So and all of that trickles down. Again, it all starts at the top and it all trickles down. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that structure and EB being out there, it's just and no one is trying to compete with him, right? Like you don't see JDI getting hyped, getting pumped. Like everyone is in their role, everyone is in their place. Like this like I keep calling it, like this story, the way that it's being written, it has a clear purpose that everyone is going to be able to have their role, understand their character, and be able to play it to their strengths of who they are as this story is being written.
No, that's awesome, Deuce. And I think, it's funny because that you brought up how practice felt last year. Like I've been around losing organizations who have a tight practice, bro.
That's true.
Bullhorn, whistle. Like it's been a tight experience. And it did seem like last year was kind of loose. It felt like last year too, like while you could get autographs, like, some days the guys really wasn't excited about, signing autographs or having to deal with that. I've seen so many videos of fans having experiences with these players where it's just like super exciting. Like it's a great time. The energy is up. I seen videos of Chase Young getting guys hype, like it, it definitely felt like it was just a buzz. Like these past couple of days, it's just been like a buzz, like out there. Would you agree with that? Like just
It's
like
crazy. The experience is crazy. Like one of our guys, Trail, yeah, I know Trail. He was talking to one of the players, Jamin. It was either I think it was Jamin. It could have been another. I forgot exactly who it was, but he was just asking like how you feel about like all of this that's going. He said Jamin was like, "What you mean?" Like the fans, like the engagement. He was like, "Look, man, it wasn't just y'all. This is in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? And what you all are feeling is the same thing that we're feeling right now. And that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I know I'm going, the only way I'm going to get the Toys R Us is if I clean up. I'm going to clean up and be excited about it because I know when I'm done with this, I'm going to do something that pleases me. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to these players, man, like these people care about them. They care about their bodies. They care about their living situations. They care about the food that they eat. They care about all that stuff. And when you have someone that cares about you, you want to do everything you can for one, because most of the time, like it's all about pleasing ourselves. So you want to do everything that you possibly can do to continue to feel the way that you feel. And in order for you to feel like that, it's something you have to do, something you have to give back. And that's going to be out there, you know what I'm saying, running over people, you know what I'm saying, getting sacks, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what they're looking for. It's a two-way street. And you know what I'm saying, it's a two-way street, and finally, like the other side is not under construction.
yeah, yeah.
And I got a question if I could, DH. And this for both of you guys. With what Deuce was saying with the feeling in the locker room and them doing it for themselves. Chase Young had a comment. I believe it was Nikki Giavala that asked him how is he approaching the fan perception of him, and does he hear it? And he was like, not at all. So do you feel like Chase Young feeling that way about going about his business, concerned about himself, his health, and his production on the field, and blocking out the crowd noise? Does that make him a selfish player in a great way or a bad way?
It depends. Like that's another thing about like this fan base being excited and coming back out, right? It's a two-way street. Like, people out there like, what are you doing? Like, you gonna have that now. Like everybody ain't gonna be excited all the time. You know what I'm saying? You ain't catching the pass. They gonna be like, man, you need to catch that ball. So you gonna be having all that now. But that's part of the game. And these guys sign up for, like, all the way back in Pop Warner AAU. They signed, this is what you're going to sign up for. You're going to be critiqued more than your average, fifth and sixth grader. You know what I'm saying? Because of who you are, the talent that you have. Your talent is going to dictate your criticism. And in order for you to maintain that talent and maintain trying to have a one-track mind, trying to be focused, then you have to block out all the noise. You have to have that one-track mind. But it's not like a selfish one-track mind, because you and your team is all on this narrow road together. And as soon as one start looking away, looking to the left or the right, the whole team starts to kind of go that way. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta figure out who's not focused and get them back focused, so we as one unit can keep going straight. And we just haven't seen that, because at the top was always walking in zigzags.
And Deuce, to your last answer, man, for our younger listeners, Toys R Us is a toy store that was around
Right.
in the early 2000s, where instead of just ordering on Amazon, you actually had to get up and see things in person and beg that you could get something. Okay, so I just wanted to drop that nugget in there for those younger listeners who's like, Toys R Us, what's that?
Remember around Christmas we used to get that? Get it in
Oh my God, the paper.
The paper.
Oh.
You knock it off.
Ooh, that just hit me all in the ribs. Oh, that nostalgia.
I don't want to go.
Man, what?
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Oh, that song gonna be in here in this episode at some point. It's gonna be. Woo. And then look, it slowly graduated from Toys R Us papers to the East Bay books.
East Bay.
Ooh. Okay, I'm telling them.
East Bay used to have all the colors.
Man, get Ted Jones in there for 110.
The great already speaking. You revealing the age too much, man.
Man, them gray hairs talking, boy. They're telling on you, boy. Nah, man, but I'll get back to it. But no, Deuce, man, I feel like, as we've seen the whole front office situation change, and we've seen the effort put in already in the early stages by the new ownership group, do you think this will be able to carry the momentum? Because at the end of the day, we have to play well in order to in order for the fans to really come back. Do you think just the sole momentum of the promise of a new era, with things that they knew, like tangible things, is that going to be able to carry over into the regular season? Because I just say that because I feel like the only sport where the crowd can truly affect the outcome is pro wrestling. All right, but that's a whole topic for a whole nother day. I feel like fans can give you motivation, they give you energy and encouragement, but I can't go out there on third down and go get a sack. You know what I mean? So do you feel like any of this new vibe, this new energy, this new attitude will help carry over into the regular season and really be a part of the driving force that maybe can help us kind of get over the hump in some of those areas?
So I think I don't when it comes to the people that's coming back, the people that left, it's very hard for me to believe that they left because we wasn't winning. Yeah. Right? I mean, look at the Lions, look at the Browns. You know what I'm saying? Look, faithful. You know what I'm saying? It was because everything else, right? And then them not winning and all that was just like some, extra salt to put on the wound. You know what I'm saying? Just another reason, like, yeah, I'm definitely ain't coming back. They ain't winners anyway. Blah 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 blah. So and it made a lot of people easier to stay away because we wasn't putting winning product on the field. Like if we was putting winning product on the field and still had those issues, some people would still become. But that's like pro wrestling thing. The crowd, it's a whole nother conversation, right? So yeah, man. So I think they'll continue to come. I think everyone, regardless of what the product on the field looks like, because that's what fandom is, right? Like I'm upset that he's not going with Brissett because I think Brissett is the best. Now I'm just making. This is not how I feel. Let me. This is not how I feel. This is an example. This is not how I feel. Right?
To this podcast, real quick. Hold on. Hold on.
This is not how I feel. Let me put that disclaimer out there. But you know what I'm saying, like so, like the loss is the person that wants somebody's not out there, so the team loses. They're not going to come. They're going to keep coming so they can see that, to be able to prove their point that what they think should be going on, even though we're out losing. So it's like that's the part about the two-way street we're talking about with fandom, right? When you taking out all of the other stuff that has nothing to do with the sport, and it's being handled like adults, which we're hoping and we're expecting for this new ownership to do. Then now let's get back to the fandom. Let's get back to being mad at Ron for not throwing, throwing a red flag when he should have. You know what I'm saying? Like we can all still show up even if the team is losing, because if the team is losing, we're gonna keep showing up because we're gonna keep booing that we need to get a new coach. So I'm going to continue to show up so my voice can be heard. That like what I think this organization need to do is what they should be doing. So I'm going to come to the games and I'm going to yell at, because I know they're going to hear me and do exactly what I tell them to do.
I think the ownership change really brought back the casual fan as well.
Oh,
right?
most definitely. Yeah.
Every fan base has casual fans, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the Chiefs have so many fans right now, it's ridiculous. Okay. And that's
and
because
the Bengals.
the Bengals, I mean, that whole era when the Patriots were winning
Eagles.
Super Bowls, I knew people. I'm like, Patriots. I'm like, bro, you ain't been like you was the Patriots fan before 2000. Okay, let's just call it that. But like, it's just like you getting the casual aspect back. And then I also think, and we'll get ready to wrap up soon. But I also think too, the momentum with possibly being able to move back downtown or a new venue. I think the momentum with that, I think is building. Listen, guys, if y'all ever you want to do your stadium research, Deuce has talked to them all, okay? And he's gonna continue to talk to them because Deuce has the inside track. Okay, trust me, Deuce knows his things. But go back in Deuce's archive and RedZoneInTheLab archive and check out some of those episodes where he talks to some people in the know about stadium, about all the things going on, the business aspects of the team. So make sure you go check that out. But Deuce, as we begin to close, what do you feel like the vibes are for the new stadium aspect? Possibilities. I heard recently a couple of days ago on Bram's show with our guy Mike Callow. He said, DC, Loudon, and then FedEx. Rebuilding that FedEx was going to be a possibility from his perspective. What do you think about the new ownership direction along with the stadium? Go ahead, D. Mitty.
I'm gonna just say this real quick. I live in North Carolina. I want that joining RFK.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, DC is the only place no one is gonna have an attitude about it being there.
Yeah.
Right? If it's in Maryland, Virginia is gonna have an attitude. If it's in Virginia, Maryland is gonna have an attitude. If it's in DC, specifically the RFK site, no one is gonna have attitude. No one is gonna be mad, even though Virginia and Maryland is like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes from that location, right? So that's obviously the best place if you really want to bring back the glory days. Everyone wants it there. The city needs it there. It's just they just have to make sure they do it right. You know what I'm saying? They just got to make sure they do it right. Josh got he got to pony up that bread. He's going to have to put more money up if he wants it in DC. He's gonna have to do that, man. It's so many, but that area is good. My only concern about that area is like on the backside of the little stream that's there, which has been talks about. It's been in kind of talks like, do they want to drain that out, kind of cut it off from the Potomac, like build in it, just build down in it. That's been the whole conversation, and it goes kind of over to like Langston, because they supposed to do Langston over too. We got our yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we have our golf influencer up here. You know what I'm saying? So they supposed to be doing Langston over, and I think that Pepco is like at 25% now. So I think all that space is going to be there too. But that River Terrace space specifically is like one of the last Black-owned single-family home neighborhoods that we have in the city, right? So that there, like the Nationals, they moved all of those families out. I mean, those were projects, yes, but still. But this is like that last part where like this actually belongs to that Black community. It belongs to those Black families that's there. That land, those houses belongs to them. And I just want to make sure they take care of them in a way that let them being able to stay there and not try to move them out somewhere unless it's all of their desires to do that. But I think that's very important to me. That's my only concern about going in. But of course, like that's the place that everyone wants it.
I mean, I feel like with the vibes of how everything is going, I feel like, you know, if we win and be pretty consistently good over the next few years, I think by the time the stadium will open, this fan base will be ready to explode. Like they will be ready to go up a whole nother level, and just be super excited about everything that we're gonna have. I think with the ownership change, I mean, those guys have, I mean, they like rock stars in the city, bro. They good in any hood right now, dog. And then the influence of Magic Johnson, I'm really curious to see once he gets like once he get his feet in the trenches, you know, pardon the pun. Once he really get in the trenches, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, how his effect on the team and organization and the community would be. I'm just excited, man. I'm really ready for September 10th. I know that's gonna be a
Be a movie, baby.
That's gonna be. I'm excited for that, man. Deuce,
That's
man.
all pretty much sold out. Like,
Yeah,
depending on where you go, that's all pretty much all sold out.
yeah, it is. D-Mitty, you got anything for Deuce, man, before we let him get out of here?
I want to give both of you guys your flowers, but Deuce is our guest, and I'm gonna give him his flowers, man. Before this we started, man, I told you everything you're doing, bro, is inspiring. From the time from what you're doing on Twitter Spaces with your Red Zone in the Lab brand, with with the clothing and everything, bro. I really appreciate what you're doing. I know you're doing it because you love it, because you don't do it because it loves you.
Yeah,
But,
that's facts.
bro,
Yeah, that's facts.
I love
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Appreciate you. And
Yeah, like, no, I'm joking.
my brother, I thank you for keeping me on, like keeping me going, bro, with the text messages and the calls, bro. Trust me, man. It don't go unnoticed, bro, and I appreciate you.
Hey, man, real talk. You know, we laugh, we joke all the time, but I mean, really, man, meeting both of y'all through Twitter, like it's just been a good vibe. You know, and you know, I know so many people with like just the areas that I've been in and the circles that I've been in, and just like meeting you guys and like been advancing that circle. Like it's just been great, man. Like I said, man, we definitely shout out Deuce, man. Deuce has been doing it. He's continuously building. And the one thing I do like, Deuce, man, like you support your team and you got facts, bro. You got you make fact-based arguments, like, and you're able to separate the
fandom, right?
emotion. Yeah, like it's, you know,
I mean, it depends, man. You come in that AO space in the evening, it might be a different story.
right.
We go in them battle spaces, you never know. I just want to sound right so we can win those arguments and get out of there. But yeah,
we gotta win. Fans, we gotta win what we can win, and
that's
hope
right.
team win what they supposed to win too.
That's right. That's right, man.
Hey, everybody, before we get out of here, man, I want to give Deuce a moment to go ahead and shout all his stuff out. You know what I'm saying? So I've carved out an extra 15 minutes for you, Deuce, to just tell everybody what you've been working on and what you're doing, man. Go ahead, Deuce. You got it, man. Full screen action, bro. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Like I appreciate it, man. Everything, everywhere is all RedZone in the lab, man. It's a joy meeting both of you guys, man. DH has taught me a lot, man. He encourages me like getting out there and meeting with people because he know all these celebrities. Like he's a bona fide celebrity. You know, you heard him talk about those. Yeah, I'm gonna use this single screen to talk all about DH. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you talk about those circles and all of them, not regular circles. Trust me, them are not regular circles that he's talking about. Those are celebrity circles. But yeah, man, everything is RedZone in the lab, man. We just building. You know, we just trying to support everyone that has a dream to be in this field, man. It was always my dream to be here, and I have a position now to kind of help other people to kind of you know, fulfill those dreams, see if it's really their dream or not. So yeah, man, I love it, man. I love it, man. I really do. But everything is RedZone in the Lab. Wherever you go is RedZone in the Lab podcast. Yeah, man, I appreciate Breaking Command. Like we only known each other for like what, a year, some months now.
Maybe,
you know what I'm saying? So it's cool, man. It's cool, man. And I like that logo better without the
without
the background.
without the forfeit. Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, we're trying, man.
I like that joint. I like that joint. I like that joint. I like
no,
that
man.
joint, man.
This is another episode of Breaking Command, of course, with your man DH. We got my man D Mitty and Deuce. Red Zone in the Lab has been in the building, man. Deuce, we appreciate you being here, brother. Of course, make sure y'all hit him up. Red Zone in the Lab everywhere. Go to the website. You know, he got some merch dropping real soon. It's going up. It's going up. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube and all that stuff, man. But Deuce, man, we appreciate you for coming in and giving your training camp recap, man.
We appreciate
it. Appreciate y'all for having me on. And D Mitty, man, you always giving everybody your flowers. Every time D Mitty coming to spend, wherever he at, he always tell everybody, you know, I love him. A lot of times, man, you just don't know what people going through at that point in time. Just to hear somebody tell them that they love him, man, can help them get through another night.
Man, trust me, man. That's real coming from the heart, man, because you never, like you say, you never know what somebody going through, and you never know somebody even heard that today. Even if they might be going right, you never know if somebody actually feel like that. And I really do love y'all. I really do. Everybody from Victory to Slim, Smoke, Trail, all y'all, man. Like y'all really y'all a vibe. Juan, we can't forget Juan. We can't forget the biggest ball. We can't
shout out Juan, man. Fan of the year, man. It's loading. For sure.
Hey, man, look, all those people that you name, bro, they better retweet this. They better retweet.
they on it.
I gotta look in the camera. Y'all better retweet.
You should clip that. You should clip that. Post that.
Retweet the podcast.
It doesn't take anything. Just a button. Just hit retweet.
I got right there.
That's all it takes.
That was another episode of Breaking Command, a D&D football podcast. We want to thank our guest, Deuce, aka Red Zone in the Lab, for being in the building. Of course, make sure you follow him. Check out everything he has going on. But as we approach the regular season, we will have many guests here on the podcast. Deuce is going to come back through, and I'm going to see Deuce week 1. I'm going to see Deuce week 2 in Denver. It's going to be a good time. Hey, you know what, man? I think we might have to do like a collab episode or something for week 2.
We should do it. Yeah, we should do it out. Yeah, that's facts. We should do it. Yeah,
I mean, more stuff I'll have to pack, but I think we should do it. I think
we should do it. We should do it. Yeah, you bring your stuff, so I ain't trying to pay extra luggage.
Hey, look, so what's in 2 bags, baby? As long as you pack it right, you good. But even with that, I'm carrying that on with me. I can't add the rest of my stuff now. I can't do it. Hey, man, before we get out of here, man, I want to let y'all know Sam Howell going to be the MVP this regular season. And we'll catch you on the next episode of Breaking Command, a D&D football podcast. Peace and love. As Deuce would say, one beat,
one sound, one heart, one love.
Let's go. We'll catch you on the next episode of Breaking Command, guys. Peace. All right, you ready?
Let's go.
All right. A-E-I-O-U, make me my move.
I got mine out.
No mess ups. All right, here we go. You ready?
Get it.
All right.